there's companies out there that, I don't know. I'm not going to get into the politics of things.
Let's not.
But I don't know. I think it's so important to have a good relationship with your seed dealer because, I mean, that's one of your big costs of the year is your seed, and making sure that and ask your seed dealer tough questions. How does this? Let's just say 60-15. I asked Joe. I was like, what are some of the perks of putting 60-15 on the river bottom? Our river bottom tends to get wet, high mag soils.
Yep.
It's gummy. It's noon dirt. Before noon, it's too wet. Afternoon, it's too dry.
Yep.
And it is a hard brick rock to work with, or it is slop.
Yep. And then luckily, I don't say luckily because we farm some of the similar soil.
Yeah.
I wouldn't call it luck, but there's a little bit of knowledge that goes into that.
We're fortunate in crossing and overlap in regards to our operations.
Yes.
Hey, I did this and it worked.
Yep.
But I mean, one of the valuable things that I got this year was, hey, 60-15 tends to have the ear height seems to be a little taller.
Yeah. Yeah.
If we turn off way too wet or way too dry on another hybrid 8824, which is my absolute, that's the one. Get people in the podcast heard me talk about my highest NCGA trial, which is still not number one in Kansas by any means, but it's 240 bushel dryland corn.
Yep.
Was 8824.
Yep.
And but Joe cautioned me, said, hey, is it super wet or super dry?
If you turn off super wet and then end up dry, it seems like the ear placement gets a lot lower. And that was where my firsthand experience was able to caution you, for one or the other. I had a 112-day hybrid next to 8824, which is 113-day. And myself running the combine, I hated it. I hated it running in
because your snouts are just barely tapping the ground trying to get the ears in.
That is not fun. Nobody likes that, especially myself. I'm not as good of a combine operator. I prefer the planter. Right. But when I'm running the combine and my snouts are hitting the ground, I'm just on edge. You hop out of that field and hop into the other 112-day hybrid, and you're like, this is how it should be.
Yeah.
This is nice. Relax.
Well, I don't know. And that hybrid's been awfully good to me in regards to it works good on a wide range of soils.
Yeah.
But that's a piece of advice that I got from Joe and from what he saw is, hey, ear height's a little better on this gummy ground, which is a valuable thing on the river bottoms. Yep. But anyway, so pre-order time, guys are being proactive, and some guys can. It might just come down to finances.
Yeah, and that is totally fine. And my main thing is, order. You don't have to pay me. Order. Because more often than not, there's different discount periods. There's different payment windows. And if you come in and say, hey, Joe, I want to order this, but I can't pay you right now, I'm fine with that, because I can work this out to where we just, whenever you're come pick it up, I can bill you for it based on whatever discount period we're in. And you're going to get your name on that hybrid that you want
before it sells
out.
Well, and that's why your relationship with your dealer is so important.
Exactly.
Instead of finding whoever sells the cheapest seed, it's like, hey, say last year it was a bad year in a lot of places, and guys are like, hey, maybe I can't pay in November yet. Or it's a late harvest. I don't have enough funds to pay from all my seed.
And this last year's been tough.
It has.
There's a lot of things that guys have to take into consideration that are different than what normal years are.
Yeah.
And that's the main thing about me as a seed dealer. I try to be as flexible as possible because I know what we're looking at. I don't know what other seed companies do or other seed dealers do. I know what I do. Mm-hmm. I try to keep my guys happy. I try to be as flexible as possible to help them however I can. Now, granted, I may miss out on sales or miss out on, opportunities to sell guys because I'm not as big or not, I don't have the backing like the larger seed companies do. But I tell you what, you're going to get genuine customer service from me. And that's what I try to strive myself for.
Sure. Yeah. And it's, I don't know, it's one of those deals where, like you said, it's, hey, I can't afford put my name on corn in November. I think I can in January. Let's just say a guy can't. Mm-hmm. You got a relationship with your dealer. I would, at least in a lot of cases, if you got a good one, can help you out, or forecast. Just looking ahead, I think is so valuable.
And I think the thing we can take out of this, just like you said, relationship with the seed dealer, but communication. I mean, if you communication is the key for everything. Seed business, if you just communicate me what you're needing, what you're wanting, or what you think might happen, you know, I can be 10 steps ahead. Whereas, you know, you call me May 1st, said, hey, I need this, this, and this. I'm like, I'd love to help you, but my hands are tied right now.
And then don't get mad at him for not having it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's the thing, you know, just communicate with me. And I'm so much better. I usually don't stress too much, but if somebody calls needing something I can't do, that's when I get a little bothered. You know, I love helping guys. And if I can't help you, you know, that puts a little bit added stress on me because I just love to make sure guys get what they need, when they need it, and how they need it. So